Hello dear students, welcome to Yourpedia. Today I am going to solve one question that is from control systems from our NPTEL booklet. Question number 47, it is from control systems. Let's read the question. All of you read the question. Question is from state variable analysis, one of the important chapter for control systems. Definitely you can expect one 2 mark question, one mark question at least in GATE examination. I am saying at least. Sometimes we got 2 marks question and 1 mark question from state variable analysis itself in GATE paper. And moreover, it is an advanced control system, means an advanced control system will start from this topic. Suppose if you take MTech and control systems, then definitely you are going to start with this one, state variable analysis. Modern control systems, I can say, not advanced, modern control systems. Read the question carefully. What he is saying: a separately excited DC motor, DC motor is represented by the differential equation omega double dot. See, what is that? I'll tell you. Omega dot means derivative, d omega by dt. Then what is omega double dot? That is d square omega by dt square, d square omega by dt square. So that is the meaning of that double dot. Just those who don't know, that helps you in understanding. Okay, yes. So let's read it completely. He is saying, what he is saying: d square omega by dt square plus b by j, where b is friction coefficient, j is inertia constant, into d omega by dt plus k square by, k is a constant, okay, k square by jl into omega is equal to k by jl into va. The above equation can be represented in the state space form as matrix, a 2 by 1 matrix. D square by omega dt square d omega by dt is equal to p into d omega by dt omega plus q into va. The matrix P is given by. So he is saying that this particular equation, I'll write this one as equation 1. He is representing this way. This equation he is representing this way. Then what is asking? What should be the value of P? Yes. What is the matrix of P? Not the value. What is the matrix of P? See, before to that, see. What is the state variable analysis? See, if we are taking x as a state variable, first of all, what is a state variable? State variable is the variable which will give us the future of any circuit or system if we know the present value and the input what we are giving. In simple words, what is a state variable? A state of a dynamic system. State variables will exist only for dynamic systems or the systems which are having a memory. Both are same. Dynamic system means it must have energy storage elements or memory systems. See, a state variable is the variable of a dynamic system. Together with the knowledge of input, can find any future value of that particular state variable. Okay, means if suppose, for example, if I know the present voltage across capacitor and input what we are giving, then I can find the future voltage across capacitor at any time. Therefore, voltage across capacitor is taken as state variable. If I know the present voltage and what is the input we are giving, then we will be in a position to find the future value. So derivative of a state variable is going to depend on, is a function of, yes, state variable and input. I am showing it as simply u of t. U of t doesn't mean that unit step. Generally, input I am representing with u of t. U of t may be step or ramp or parabolic or impulse. It may be anything. Okay. So if we remove that f, x dot means derivative. Let me write here dx of t by dt. X dot of t is equal to matrix A into x of t plus matrix B into u of t. So this is called as a state equation. What it is, ma? State state equation. This is called as state equation. In state variable analysis, we have two equations. One is state equation, another one is output equation. Okay. Now, what he given? He given a state equation. A separately excited DC motor is represented by the differential equation. Sorry, he given differential equation. He's asking, he want to represent in this form. Then what is the value of what is the matrix of P? Let's copy that. What is that? D square omega by dt square. Let me write here. D square omega by dt square plus J by L into d omega by dt JL b by j into d omega by dt plus k square by jl into omega. This is b by j ma, not j by l. This is b by j into d omega by dt k square by jl into omega. K square by jl into omega is equal to k by jl into va, is equal to k by jl into va, k by jl into va. Now what he's asking, let's take one more page and we'll do here complete solution. What is saying? He want to represent this square, d square omega by dt square d omega by dt, yes, is equal to some matrix P into, yes, some matrix P into, yeah, what is that? D omega by dt omega, d omega by dt omega plus yes, plus q into va, plus q into va. In this form you want, So from this one, see, I can say d square omega by dt square is a function of d omega by dt, omega and va, right? Just directly from this equation, I can write like this: d square omega by dt square is equal to minus b by j d omega by dt minus k square by jl omega plus k by jl into va. This is equation 1. Can I write? Yes, we can write. Now see, it's very easy. What he is asking this d square omega by dt square in terms of d omega by dt, omega and va. Yes, that's what we wrote here. We wrote d square omega by dt square in terms of d omega by dt, omega and va. Yes. Now he is asking d omega by dt in terms of d omega by dt, omega and va. Can I write d omega by dt as 1 into d omega by dt plus 0 into omega plus 0 into va? Can I take this one as equation 2? So this one is equation 1. Let's write here equation, both the equations in terms of matrix. Yeah, come here. D square omega by dt square, here d omega by dt, that is equal to some matrix into, yes, d omega by dt, this is omega plus some matrix into va. Now come back, look at the first equation. D square omega by dt square is, see, this d omega by dt multiplication factor is, I'll go with a different color, yeah, this d omega dt multiplication factor is minus b by j, and this omega multiplication factor is minus k square by jl, So what we get here? Yes, minus j by l, right? It is minus b by j minus k square by jl, yes, minus b by j minus k square by jl. This is k by jl, yes, k by jl, yes. 1 0 0 it is 1 0 0. This is 1, this is 0, this is 0. That much simple it is. But one must be in a position to identify what he is given and what he is asking, in what way we have to arrange the question. Many students will fail here, that is they won't get this idea of writing. They won't get this idea of writing, that is d omega by dt. In terms of d omega by dt means d omega by dt is equal to d omega by dt. It is not going to depend upon omega, that's why 0 into omega. It's not going to depend upon Va, that's why we wrote it as Va. But whereas if you look at this equation, d square omega by dt square, you want in terms of d omega by dt, in terms of omega, in terms of Va. So from that we got minus b by j minus k square by jl plus k by jl. So look at the options, which option is correct? Okay, so minus b by j minus k square by jl, yes, 1 and 0. Minus b by j minus k square by jl, yes, 1 0. Yes, option A perfectly suits for the given question. Option A perfectly suits. See, here the point is what he given, what he is asking in state variable analysis. This is very important. Don't expect always see, I told you here that derivative of a state variable is a function of state variable and input. Here he is asking about the double derivative of the state variable as a function of state variable and variable. As see, double derivative, this is d square, I forgot, d square omega by dt square. Yes, sorry, no, that is d omega by dt only. Here it is. Yeah, here he want, suppose if omega is a state variable, you want a double derivative of the state variable in terms of derivative of state variable and some input voltage Va. Suppose if we take it as input voltage Va. The main confusion for students in this question is, sir, I don't know the structure of separately excited DC motor. I forgot the circuit. Nothing. You have to do nothing with respect to separately excited DC motor. Even if you are electronic engineering student also, for ECE also, you need not to bother about separately excited DC motor. Some ECE people complains, sir, we do not have this separately excited DC motor in the syllabus. Okay, no problem. You need not to have. The question is here to represent this given equation in this format and getting that matrix P, that's all. See, being an engineer, you must be in a position to think like this. Okay, some people complains, some students complains that, sir, you didn't taught us, EC people, you didn't taught us DC separately excited motor. Then how you are asking DC motor, separately excited DC motor? This question is nothing to do with the separately excited DC motor. This way, NPTEL questions are very, very relevant for the GATE examination. Not only for GATE examination, if you take any competitive examination, NPTEL questions and concepts are very much relevant. Thank you.